Morning all. Dan from Wilderness Grey, Dandalf the Grey. It is just gone 6:30 in the AMs. And what I usually do, because I got nothing better to do, I browse the internet. Sorry, I seem to have ironed my t-shirt with a concrete slab. I do apologise. I don't iron things. But yeah, I come across an article on the interweb about we never really die, no. But it's I read it and it's interesting. The person who come up with it is nothing new, but she's a TikToker. But it's interesting because I'm going to go through some thoughts which I've had growing up. Okay, it's just one of those weird little short videos. But anyway, the headline is: people are freaking out after a woman shares the theory that we never really die. Who's freaking out? First of all, before we get into it, I love those titles. People are freaking out! People are freaking out over this new cream you can use to de-age yourself. Bollocks! But the article is interesting, so we're going to read it real quick, because I have to go to work soon. The article reads, of all of life's mysteries, you'd be hard-pushed to find any greater than death. I agree. After all, there's a reason it's called a great unknown. Despite this, it's natural to wonder what comes next, but it's not necessarily a question you'll want to ponder. I ponder it more than people realise. Do you know what I always wonder? I think this all the time. Here's two questions here, right? This is my thought process sometimes when I'm lying in bed at night alone. If there is an afterlife, right? And we go on to something, I'm like, great. I'm winning right now. But if there isn't an afterlife, when you die, there's absolutely nothing. At the same time, I think, I'm winning. My thought process being, I do genuinely think this a lot. If when I die, nothing happens, you just turn to dust. Sorry, I got something in my eyes, and it's not tears. You just turn to dust. If there's nothing after we die, I'm not going to remember it. You essentially cease to exist, and you never have existed. Because it's going to sound weird now, right? So my thinking is, if you die and there's nothing out there, you never lived. And from your perspective, because you have no memories. It's such a brain twister I always think about, and I do genuinely think about this, because you are based wholly on your experiences and your memories. Without them, you're nothing. So if there's nothing after you die, and you die, if you can't remember your life, there's no blackness or, there's no darkness, there's no blackness. There's just nothing. And you can't experience nothing, so you didn't exist. Oh my god, my brain's hurting. It's way too early to think that. But anyway, I'm just going to carry over the article. In a video that has stunned social media. These people who write these articles, they just love sensationalism, don't they? Popular TikTok creator Jolie Artist. Now, I did have a quick look. Your phone is definitely reading your mind. I mean, not reading your mind, but I am wholly convinced that your phone listens to you, and this is why you see ads sometimes of things you've spoken about. People called me nuts when I mentioned that about 3 years ago. I am not a conspiracy nut. But that is true. Your phones are bloody listening to you. I'm never going to find that video, am I? Where she says about death. But, right, okay, I'm getting so sidetracked. But anyway. In a video that has stunned social media users, popular TikTok creator Jolie Artist suggests it is possible we never really die, referencing a quantum immortality theory, and physicist Hugh Everett's many worlds interpretation. Jolie explains some theories suggest it is possible that consciousness never experiences death. See, this is what I'm on about. This is what I'm on about. Instead, whenever you die in one universe, your consciousness gets transferred into a parallel universe where you survive. Do you know what, right? Now, it could be a bollocks what they just said, but the part where they say, instead, whenever you die in one universe, your consciousness gets transferred into a parallel universe. The reason that sticks with me, right? For years, since I was like in my early teens, I did some really, and I can't understate this enough, or overstate, one of them. I did some really dumb shit. Really dumb shit where I should not be here today. I'm talking about like putting my life on the line, Not for any cause, just because I was a dumb kid. Right up until my early 20s, I used to climb stuff, right? And I'm not talking about climbing a tree or climbing the garden wall. I used to climb some really dodgy shit because for some reason when I was younger, I was a stupid, insane thrill seeker who for some reason needed to have death overlooming my life just to have fun. So stupid, but like I used to like, I would climb the light stanchions on the AstroTurf close to me, which, if you see how high they are, they're high. I like my friend's house when I was like 19 years old. My friend's house, he had a 3-story house, his mother's house. We used to go up in his attic room, play video games. And one day, for no reason whatsoever, I just opened his skylight and started running across the roofs of the house. 3-story drop, and then I'd go to the edge, hang off, and then pull myself back up. I did a lot of dumb shit like that. I was this really dumb kid. Not dumb, but for some reason I needed that thrill. It was really weird, right? I can't explain it. Sorry, Mom and Dad, if we ever see this. Obviously, I'm still here, but as the years went on, and every time I would wake up after doing something really stupid, like for example, I climbed a tree up my local mountain when I was like, how old was I? I was 21. I was up there with my mates drinking. You do stupid shit when you're drinking. I'd only had one drink, mine, so I wasn't drunk. And I climbed this tree. And I probably went as high. It was a big tree, but I climbed as high as probably, I don't know, just higher than this room. And a tree branch snapped, and I fell, and a tree branch which was sticking up like that with a jagged edge hit me right into the ribs, but there. And it hit me, and I thought, oh my god, I'm impaled. I'm impaled. And I sort of like popped myself off the tree trunk. I looked, and luckily it was just a graze. It must have hit my rib bone, and that's what stopped it from going through my entire bloody body. There's numerous things like that throughout my early young life. I'm a lot older and wiser now, thankfully. But I used to do really stupid shit. And every time the next morning or like after it happened, I think, I should have died by there. I definitely should have died by there. And as I was going through my teens and my right up to my early 20s, by the way, I was this stupid. I would think, this was the theory for some reason kept going through my head. This was before I ever heard of the Mandela effect and this stuff they just saying in here. But this was a theory going through my head, and I never told anyone this theory. I just always thought that's a stupid theory, but it's cool. My theory was, all those times where I definitely should have died because I was really bloody stupid. Those stories I just told you about, they're a small portion of the numerous dumb shit I used to do. And I always used to have this theory that, what if the dumb shit I was doing, I did die, but on the moment of death, I immediately got transported into into a parallel universe, into another Dandalf, and carried on living. I always had that theory, and it's weird, and I always thought it was just strange. I never told anyone that theory at all. Because I just thought it was stupid. But at the same time, I thought, I wonder. Because, I used to do a lot of really, really dumb shit. I think that's what it's harkening on to by here. But just thought I'd tell you a little life story, because it's interesting. So if you follow a similar line of thinking, I did, definitely. You may not regard apocalyptic events in quite the same way you would otherwise. After the inevitable apocalypse occurs, you're going to wake up the next day in a new reality, and the next thing you know, you're going to find yourself on Reddit talking about, since when did Pizza Hut have 2 T's? Keen to drive home her point. Julie added, what I'm saying is that Earth is probably always being taken out, and our consciousness just keeps getting transferred to another parallel universe. And then another one and another one. See, this blows my mind. Not the theory, because we will never know that theory probably. But it blows my mind that somebody else thinks like that. And I've seen some people say that like in the last year or two, and I've kept quiet about it. But I had that thought from like the age 12. I must have watched a science fiction movie or something about parallel universes. I can't remember, and it just stuck with me. I don't know. But I always had that thought every time I would do something really stupid, where I genuinely should have died. I always think, I wonder if I did, and I just got transferred into a new Dan. I always used to wonder that. It's such a weird thing to wonder. Especially when you're a kid. Who thinks of that kind of stuff when you're a kid? I watched way too much sci-fi stuff as a kid. As you might expect, the suggestion of apocalypse that could happen every day and our current selves would be none the wiser is not easy to wrap your head around, assuming you subscribe to the theory, and the commentators were quick to debate its merits, with some suggesting that they'd rather find out the theory is false as they felt unsettled by its implications. I'm not sure why that would settle anyone, because you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know if it happened anyway. It could have been happening like 1,000 times in your lifetime. You don't know. You don't know. So I don't know why that's unsettling. The second said, I think about this all the time and how it's sad that our fam in one reality is living without us because we died in their timeline. Meanwhile, someone joked, what do you mean pizza does not have 2 T's? Am I in the wrong universe again? But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Don't put any substance into that article or the theory. The theory is probably bollocks, but there is... You know, the theory of multiple universes is real, and it is just that. It's just a theory. But when I saw that, because it touched home with me so much, because of the stuff I used to think of and stuff I used to do when I was younger. And, you know, even when I was young, I was fully aware I was doing stupid shit, and I should have died many times. And that's where my little thought process came from. But anyway, I don't know what this video is about. I just saw that and I wanted to share something with you. And who knows, maybe it's true. Maybe that theory, you know, when you die you immediately get thrown into another universe or something. Who knows? Fingers crossed. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you like this video. Leave something new to my channel. I do this quite often. Not this early in the morning, Mike, because I gotta go to work now. Anyway, thanks for watching and bye for now.